Hey everyone, Steven here. If you're watching this video, you're probably somebody who identifies themselves as someone who is a fan of something pop culture related. Maybe it's movies, TV shows, video games, comic books, collectibles, technology. Honestly, it could be anything. The list is endless. And if you do identify as that, well, then the term that best describes you is a geek. Now, sure, for a long time it was not cool being a geek, but thankfully times have changed. And judging by our current pop culture landscape, I think it's safe to say that the geeks have inherited the earth. But with pop culture turning its gaze towards us like the Eye of Sauron in Lord of the Rings, I feel like there's something really important we need to talk about. And that's the topic of being intentional. Have you ever tried hanging a shelf? Hanging a shelf is simple in nature. But the truly hard part is trying to get it perfectly straight. That's why many of us use a leveler, a tool that helps us determine when the shelf is truly straight. If you hang up a shelf and it's not straight, all the contents you put on it are going to fall over. But when you use a leveler and you get that shelf completely straight, everything you display on there will be displayed perfectly. You see, and our lives are kind of like that. We're in this constant struggle to find a balance between who we are and the things we love. Who we are is what really matters. It's who we are as a person, it's our relationships with others, it's our life commitments. And the things we love are just that, things we love. They're not essential to live, but they provide us a sense of happiness and a sense of escape. But when pop culture starts to bombard us from every angle with these things, it becomes overwhelming. We are in this race to watch everything, see everything, read everything, buy everything. And that just becomes stressful, which is the complete opposite effect these things are supposed to have on our life. See, that's why it's so important to start becoming intentional with the things we love. You see, when you're intentional, it's you making a fully conscious decision on what you're going to invest your time, your energy, and your resources into. When you become intentional with the things you love, you'll discover that you get more enjoyment and more fulfillment out of those few things than you would if you stretched yourself thin, trying to keep up with every little thing that grabs your interest. I leave you with this challenge. Take a good hard look at the things you love in pop culture and ask yourself, do every single one of these things bring me happiness, or do they bring me stress? Then, take the things that do bring you happiness and invest your time, your energy, and your resources into those things. Because then, not only will you find happiness in it and enjoyment, you'll also be reminded why you fell in love with those things to begin with. I promise you, being an intentional geek will help you find that perfect level between who you are and the things you love.